Hi friends and welcome back to Sarah's Next Chapter. My name is Sarah and this is my little cosy corner of the internet where I share all my bookish related thoughts and musings with you guys. So today I'm going to be sharing with you the 10 books that are filled with feminine rage that I would recommend if you're a bit of an angry girl. So as always, grab your beverage of choice and let's get into it. I am drinking a little peppermint tea because I've had some tummy issues over the past few days. It's not been great, so I'm trying to be kind to my gut and give myself some peppermint tea. So boring but necessary, unfortunately. Hope you've got something more exciting. I will start off today's video by saying I have two dogs in the house with me today. So I have my own dog, Muka, and we're also dog sitting for my sister-in-law. So I have a lovely little collie named Jake, who's getting settled over on the couch just there. So if you do hear any dogs or any noises or anything like that, that's what it is. We're just going to let them live. 10 books filled with feminine rage. So this video has been inspired by the Pastel Bookshelf. She did an amazing video of books all about female rage as well. And as I was watching that video, I thought, I've read a lot of books about feminine rage. I read a lot of Greek mythology retellings. So a lot of those are centred around women that have been wronged or not given a voice in the story. And they're finally getting to share their own side of the story. So quite a lot of rage comes with that. So, all that being said, let's just get right into it. The first book is not a Greek mythology retelling, but I think I have to start off the video with this book. So, the first book I'm going to recommend to you that is filled with feminine rage is Carrie by Stephen King. If you've watched even a couple of videos on this channel, you'll know that I absolutely adore this book. This was Stephen King's debut novel about a young girl who is oppressed and bullied in high school, and she just snaps and unleashes her telekinetic abilities on her small town, and I'm so here for it. It's a total good for her book, and it's very short. It's only about 200 pages. You can literally read it in a day or a couple hours even, and yeah, just highly recommend, especially around this time of year. I'm filming this on the 1st of October, so this one is perfect for spooky season. Love it. Okay, so next we are going to get into our I was going to say Greek mythology, but let's just keep it broad. Mythology section. So the next book I want to recommend to you that is filled with feminine rage, book number 2, is Medea by Rosie Hewlett. So this is a Greek mythology retelling of the story of Medea, who is the wife of Jason, who's the leader of the Argonauts, but she is very, very wronged by Jason, and she exacts her revenge in a very, very brutal manner. So yeah, I know Rosie Hewlett's got another book called Medusa. I need to pick that up. There's like a really nice Waterstones sprayed edge edition, which I saw in Waterstones the other day and I should have just bought it, but I didn't. So I need to get around to doing that. This has given me a reminder to do that. So book number 3 that I'm going to recommend to you that is filled with feminine rage and is one of my all-time favourite books is Circe by Madeline Miller. So this is another Greek mythology retelling, this time about the goddess slash witch Circe, who is exiled to an island after trying to help a human become godlike, and yeah, she's just like, you know what, fuck all y'all. Like, she's a badass and I love Circe. So yeah, I'll always recommend this book. It is brimming with feminine rage and witchcraft, and we love both those things on this channel, so there we go. Recommendation number 4, filled with feminine rage, it's Hera by Jennifer Saint. This is yet another Greek mythology retelling. And Hera is the queen of the gods. She is the wife to Zeus, and if you know anything about Zeus, you'll know he's a bit of a bad boy and he's not very faithful. And in this book, Hera is just like, nah, I'm not having this. And she exacts her revenge, and it's just basically her story. And it's really, really interesting. This book is like so vast. It's one of the most epic Greek mythology retellings I've ever read, and I absolutely loved reading it. I had a great experience reading this, so highly recommend. Okay, what are we on? Book number 5. Book number 5. Now this is mythology, but it's not Greek mythology. This is Lilith by Nikki Marmory. So this is a biblical retelling about the first woman who, as much as everyone thinks it's Eve, as in Adam and Eve, Adam's first wife was actually Lilith. But Lilith didn't agree that women should be subservient to men, and that women were like the weaker species and that she could be like controlled by Adam and all this kind of stuff. Lilith was like, I don't think so. And so she was sort of cast aside, and this is her story. Really, really love this. Again, it's quite a short book, not super long, but there's a lot in there. I mean, you can see all my little tabs. I don't do this a lot to books. I don't tab a lot of books, so when you see tabs in my books, you know that it's been thought-provoking, and I've enjoyed it. So, yeah. Lilith by Nikki Marmory is our 5th book, filled with feminine rage. Book number 6 is Clytemnestra by Constanza Casati. Clytemnestra is Greek mythology retelling about Clytemnestra, who is the wife of Agamemnon. So Agamemnon is one of the heroes of Troy. He leads the Trojan army to victory, but in doing so brutally murders him and Clytemnestra's youngest daughter Iphigenia, and obviously Clytemnestra's not that happy with that, and she exacts her revenge on Agamemnon. Won't say too much more than that in case you don't know the lore, but highly recommend reading this. Costanza Casati's writing is fantastic. She has another book called Babylonia, which I read at the start of this year as well. That also actually has female rage, so yeah, could definitely check out that one too. But I really loved Clytemnestra. Book number 7, filled with feminine rage, is Now She Is Witch by Kirsty Logan. So yes, we're moving on to the witch lit section of this video. This is such an I really struggle to describe this book because of the way it's written. It's really different. It's very poetic, and I feel like its structure's very different to a lot of books, so it's quite hard to describe, but it is witch lit. It has a lot of feminine rage, and our main character literally transforms into a wolf at one point, so that's pretty awesome. So yeah, definitely check this one out. I have another book by Kirsty Logan on my shelf called The Gloaming, which I think is about mermaids and like mermaid folklore, so I'm really excited to read that because I really, really love this book. So yeah, that is book number 7, I think. Book number 8, that is filled with feminine rage, is Slewfoot by Brom. So this is another witch-lit book about a woman called Abatha who, after the death of her husband, is left to fend for herself, and she ends up making a pact with an entity that resides in the woods behind her house. So this is set in Puritan times, 1666 to be exact, so during like kind of witch trial times. And yeah, Abatha's definitely filled with feminine rage. So again, a great book to read during spooky season. I would highly recommend buying the physical book because Brom is like a horror artist. I stupidly didn't buy the physical book. I read it on my Kindle, and there was loads of pieces of art at the start of each chapter, and I really wish I had the physical copy. I should just go out and buy it at some point. But yeah, definitely recommend buying the physical copy if you can. Book number 9 that I'm going to recommend to you that is filled with feminine rage is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo series by Stieg Larsson. So particularly want to recommend the first 3 books in this series. I think the longer it goes on, I don't know, it's not as good for me, but the first 3 are solid. So Girl with the Dragon Tattoo is about a sort of, how would you describe her? Vigilante, I guess. She's a bit of a punk, she's a bit alternative. Her name is Lisbeth Salander, and she basically just takes it upon herself to rid the world of evil men. What's not to love? And finally, book number 10 on this list. Now this is a bit of a divisive one. I feel like this is like Marmite, either love it or you hate it. But it is How to Kill Your Family by Bella Mackie. I really enjoyed this one. I did a video about it on my TikTok, and the comments are so split. Genuinely, people either love it or they hate it, and there is no in between. I was along for the ride. I liked this one. It is basically about a girl who is wronged by her family and just decides to take them all out in various inventive ways. Don't know what it says about me that I enjoyed it, but I just thought, I don't know, it was a bit different. It's a bit tongue-in-cheek. Yeah, some of it was pretty unbelievable and over the top, you could say, but I don't know. Maybe I was just in the right frame of mind for it, and I enjoyed it. So, there we have it. Those were the 10 books filled with feminine rage that I would recommend to you. Let me know what you think if you've read any of them, or if you're interested in reading them now after hearing me talk about them. Please let me know. And also, if you have any other ideas for future videos, any books that you want me to talk about, then just leave me a comment and let me know. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!